Today's topic are peanut lighters by Maratac Corporation. Do they live up to their hype as a survival lighter? As a prepper, I'm always looking around for new and innovative products that could be valuable in an emergency situation like a total SHTF or WROL scenario, and these lighters really caught my eye. When I first saw the peanut lighter on Bushcraft 412's channel, I thought they looked really useful, and I ordered both of these a short time later. They sell these lighters at countycomm.com. That's spelled COUNTYCOMM.com. I paid about $30 for both of these, including shipping. One of the things I really liked about these lighters is the fact that they use liquid fuel. Liquid fuel can work better in cold temperatures compared to butane lighters. Butane lighters can be difficult or even impossible to light when they get cold. These lighters are very sturdy, and they're designed to hold the liquid fuel for extended periods of time without the fuel evaporating away. This is a huge advantage over Zippo type lighters. They achieve this with a tight-fitting cap and an O-ring rubber seal. Of course, a drawback to all liquid fuel lighters is that they use up their fuel rather quickly, so they don't have a very long burn time. The paradox of making fire is that the more you need a fire, the harder it is to make one. So that's why it's very important that you have a fire-making system that works reliably under all conditions. Let me get a close-up of these for you. These are basically a sturdy metal tube with a lighter mechanism inside. Also has a threaded cap. Flat base. It's got a keychain attachment on the end. This keychain did not come with the lighter. I had to add that myself. The little mini keychain attachment there, that did come with it. You'll notice the seal is missing on this larger one. That's because every time I tighten the cap, it would pinch and tear the seal. Got so bad that it eventually just fell off. I would like to see Maratac redesign this part of the lighter. I'm going to add some fuel to this one just to show you how it lights and how it works. Basically, to add fuel, you just grab onto the striker mechanism and you pull the lighter guts out of the tube. So that's basically how it works right there. So you basically fill this like any other liquid lighter. Appears to be nice and full. Yeah. Just reinsert that back into the body. And then time to give her a light. So the wick is really saturated on there. Let's go ahead and try to light this guy. Imagine how it would be if this was cold. I've pulled the wick out of this thing a little bit more than it was. I might try and pull it out even a little bit more just to see if I can get it to light reliably. This thing is pretty warm now too, so. Now this smaller one did not have the same problem with the gasket. You can see the rubber gasket is still very much intact, and I've used this one as well. You can see the wick is pulled out a little higher on this one. This lighter tends to light better for me, so I'm going to try this and see how this works. Now, before I would add these lighters to my bug out bag, I wanted to test them to make sure that they would work in the cold weather. To do that, I tried several different things. Number one, I tried to put them in my freezer. I put them outside in the winter, and I left them in my car during the cold months. What I found is that these lighters do not work well in the cold, period. I've found that these lighters tend to be finicky all the time, and especially in the cold. If you try to light these things in the cold, you'll probably end up with a sore thumb, and there's not even any guarantee that they'll light at all. For cold weather fire starting, you'll probably be better off to use matches. Matches are still a very good cold weather option. You can see here I've got some Strike Anywhere matches that I dipped in nail polish, and that's to give them some water resistance. I added a striker in here just to make it easier in case I couldn't find a flat rock or anything. I put them inside of a little mini Ziploc bag, and then I vacuum sealed them. So this is pretty much good to go for a long time. Water isn't going to hurt them. The other option that you could have is to buy some of these stormproof matches. They sell these at all kinds of sporting goods places and that, and they run kind of expensive. I think like $3 per box, so that's some pretty expensive matches. They claim to have a 15-second burn time, so that's pretty good. Another item that you'd want to use is one of these. It's a tinder that I made. It works very well. What it is a cotton swab, and I dipped that in candle wax. I just heated up a small pot with candle wax, and I just dipped it in, set it down and let it cool on some wax paper. Then I went and dipped it on the other side. And basically what you do is you'll just take and rip this open and expose the bare cotton, fluff that up a little bit, and even with a very small strike of a flint, this will start right up. It's a really great emergency tinder, and with the wax, this thing will burn easily, 5 minutes or longer on its own without any added fuel. So this is a great way to get a fire started. Or even if you only needed a small fire, this would work by itself. One option that I forgot to mention for tinder is this commercially available wet fire. This stuff works well. The problem with it is that for the long term you can't store it for too long. It'll last for a few years and that, but if this gets to be about 10 or more years old, it'll start to kind of just evaporate away. I forgot what the chemical compound is called, but while it does work, it works really well. Wouldn't be my first choice. I think my first choice would truly be this, the cotton swab inside wax. So my overall rating for the peanut lighters by Maratac is a fail. I would like to see Maratac improve the design of these lighters to work well in the cold. If they did that, I would give them a 10 because they are really very well made. Maratac does get an A for the cool factor of these lighters. Now they just need to improve the lighting ignition mechanism so this lighter can be useful. And just to be clear, all weapons have been safety checked. They are fully loaded and ready to protect our family, so we are safe. I hope this video was informative, and until next time, don't be left out in the cold.